If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
Welcome back to the War Room. I'm your host, Rob Dew. Tyler Nixon is joining me. We got a host of callers. But before we go to them, I want to play a couple of clips. One, and these are these yin-yang clips that I like. One is a man from Greensboro, North Carolina, talking about why every time something happens, why do they always blame law-abiding citizens? And contrast that with what's going on in Deerfield, Illinois. So let's play Deerfield, Illinois first of what's going on there, where they are going to round up people's guns and charge them $1,000 a day if they don't comply. Let's roll that clip first.
The vote came in about an hour ago, and it was unanimous, the village opting for a ban on specific types of firearms.
A Chicago suburb is banning assault weapons and high-capacity magazines.
A complete ban on semi-automatic rifles, pistols, and shotguns containing certain features and magazines containing more than 10 rounds of ammunition.
Deerfield's definition of an assault weapon includes any semi-automatic rifle that has a fixed magazine that has the capacity to accept more than 10 rounds of ammunition, and a semi-automatic pistol that has the capacity to accept a detachable magazine.
We have police. Yeah, they had them in Florida too. Imagine how those teachers and those kids felt as they look out that window at that cop hiding behind that tree.
Critics say it infringes on their Second Amendment rights. I think it will be challenged.
The president had said before, he wrote in his book in 2000 that he was for the assault weapons ban. Is there something that's changed his thinking in that time? Or can you
I mean, he campaigned for president and was opposed to the assault weapons ban, and his position hasn't changed on that.
Those with the noted firearms could be fined up to $1,000 per day that they possess those noted firearms.
So there you go. Just a little governing council can overturn the Second Amendment. Now let's contrast that with a man speaking common sense from North Carolina. And this is what he had to say about every time that there is a gun tragedy in America.
I've heard a whole lot of people in here talking tonight about this group and that group, and domestic violence and blacks, these minorities and that minority. What I want to know is, when are you all going to start standing up for the majority? And here's who the majority is. I'm the majority. I'm a law-abiding citizen who's never shot anybody, never committed a serious crime, never committed a felony. I've never done anything like that. But it seems like every time we have one of these shootings, nobody wants to put the blame where it goes, which is at the shooter's feet. You want to put it at my feet. You want to turn around and restrict my right, constitutional right that's spelled out in black and white. You want to restrict my right to buy a firearm and protect myself from some of the very people you're talking about in here tonight. It's ridiculous. I don't think Rod Serling could come up with a better script. It does not make any sense. The law-abiding citizens of this community and many communities around this country, we're the first ones taxed and the last ones considered and the first ones punished when things like this happens, because our rights are the ones that are being taken away. That's the reason why I came down here today. Gun show or no gun show, NRA or no NRA. I'm here to stand up for the law-abiding citizens of this community, because I'm going to tell you that what's going to happen. You can take the guns away from us all you want to. You all write a law, I follow the law, I'll bring my guns down here, I'll turn them in. But here's what's going to happen. The Crips and the Bloods on the other side of town, they're not going to turn their guns in. They're going to hold on to them. And what's going to happen when you have to send the police down there to go take them? The police can barely enforce the law as it is. As what I see, we demonize the police, criminalize and vilify the police, and we make the criminals into victims. And we're talking about restricting guns? How are you going to do that? How are you going to do that when the police department's already hamstrung? You're not going to be able to go down here and take these guns from these criminals. So the criminals are going to hold on to their guns. They're still going to have them. They're still going to break in my house, and they're still going to shoot me with them. And guess who's going to be the one that suffers? It's going to be me. Well, I'm here to tell you tonight, it is not going to happen without a fight. And when I say fight, I don't mean shots fired. I don't mean fist thrown. I mean I'm going to come down here to this city council and raise hell just like these loonies from the left do until you listen to the majority of the people in this city, and I am the majority. The majority of the people in this city are law-abiding, and they follow the law, and they want their constitutional right to be able to bear arms. They want to be able to go to the gun show and buy a hunting rifle or a sport rifle. There are no military-grade weapons sold at the gun show. An AR-15 is not a military-grade weapon. Anybody that would go into combat with an AR-15 is a fool. It's a semi-automatic .22 rifle. You'd be killed in 15 minutes in combat with that thing. So we need to dispel all these myths, and we need to drop all this division that we got going on here.
You know, we need more Bruce Robinsons running around telling people what's what, because that right there is Veritas. I don't know how you say anything against it. Yeah. Are the criminals going to turn in their guns, Tyler Nixon? Are they going to do it when they say round them up?
Please.
Mr. and Ms. America, turn them in?
Well, do they turn it? I mean, look at the drug war. Has that prevented drugs? All it does is going to turn it over to the worst element of all. And I'll tell you, it'll be a lawless, almost lawless society that they will never have envisioned. It will be dystopian. And that gentleman is a patriot. You know what? He's not even actually a firearms owner. That's what's the interesting part about it. And I'll tell you, Rob, 25 years ago, this is how incoherent the anti-gunners are. 25 years ago, they wanted to ban handguns and let everybody keep the rifles. Now it's the exact opposite. They want to let everybody keep their handguns and no rifles. I mean, it's crazy. They never stop. And that man alone has more sense, has more articulation, has more understanding of his rights and the rights of others, and that he would defend the rights of others than an entire march full of loony leftist gun grabbers who don't give a rip about any type. I mean, they don't even understand that they're totally incoherent. Let's hand it all over to the government. They don't want to ban all guns. You know, they want to ban guns for everybody but the government. And that's really what it comes down to. I mean, they're authoritarian bootlickers.
Yeah, they go from we don't want the police having guns to now we don't want citizens having guns, and now we want to give the police only ones to have the guns. They have no idea. They have no idea how real life works. They live in this fantasy world where everything happens like this. They think everything happens at the at the click, a snap of a thumbs or the fingers.
Yeah. They've always denied human nature. The left has always denied human nature, the fact, the basic economic incentives, Adam Smith. I mean, this isn't an ideology. This is how humanity works. This is how incentives work, how the market works, what people are incented to do based on either coercion or freedom. And they think they can control the world. They think they can stop this. I mean, we have how many hundreds of millions of firearms in the United States? We're beyond the point of starting to ban anything. And let me tell you something. This is, unfortunately, that Illinois example, whatever that little Pittsburgh that was trying to ban people. That's how they want to do it, is by the sort of bureaucratic state. We're going to fine you $1,000 a day. Oh, let me guess, it'll be a lien against your property too, because it's a some sort of
they would love that. That's their favorite thing for local governments to do, is take people's property and go, oh, you're code violation. We're going to take your property, or we're going to fine you until you can't live on that property anymore. That's what, and especially you go up north. It's the more rules they have up north. I stay as far south as possible.
I fought that tooth and nail in Wilmington, Delaware. I mean, I've got like the whole compendium of the scams that they ran on the public and bankrupted the city economically, drove all the prosperity out, and just couldn't rape the citizenry enough, grab properties. They were self-dealing to different council members. Their wife gets some, abandoned property turned over to her to run some community center. It's just it's parasite government, basically. And Illinois is one of the worst examples of it, too. And I'll tell you an interesting story about Delaware and gun control. In 1985, we got together. I was very young. It was my first sort of forays into politics. I joined the Delaware State Sportsman Association after joining the NRA. And we were trying to get a preemption law in place. The city of Wilmington, with the leftists that ran it, were trying to ban guns. This tiny little city. And we got prevailed upon. Believe it or not, Mike Castle was governor at the time. He became a kind of a squishy Democrat or a liberal congressman.
Hey, we're about to go. We got 10 seconds.
Yep.
We'll come back. Stay with me. We'll finish that. We got 4 callers left on the line. We'll cover y'all. And we got Lionel coming up. Infowars.com/show. Spread that link worldwide.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
The scientists at InfoWars Life have created a powerful formula for inflammatory support and joint support. Discover the power of ancient medicine with Bodies. Bodies contains one of the most potent forms of turmeric available. Turmeric has been used for thousands of years and is one of the most studied herbals today. It is well known in traditional medicine for its soothing properties. Our pure turmeric extract plus piperine from black pepper makes for optimal absorption to help boost and support your flexibility, mobility, joint function, immune system, and so much more. Regular turmeric root from the store only contains 1 to 5% of active ingredients, but our turmeric root extract contains over 95% of the active ingredients. Bodies combines turmeric with organic herbs such as spearmint, sage, lemon balm, and thyme to work synergistically for full body support. Try Bodies today at InfoWarsLife.com or call us at 188-253-3139.